Shalom, Kol Holo, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakach, Chodash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, a great millstone, rule well and tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hope for elect and speckled bird, one say Shalom. So pretty much the other day, you had the Pope, as you see right here in this article, Pope appeals for no more wars in his first Sunday message, right? He's appealing for no more wars. But what do the scriptures say, right? Not only the scriptures, how did Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua created you, right? You're that lump of clay that's made to dishonor the Lord. You're at war with nature itself, right? You're trying to block out the sun. And pretty much the inception of Babylon the Great, you've only been at war, right? So war is in your heart. War, blood, blood, blood. That is your spirit. Lying, right? Lying is in your spirit. War is in your spirit, man, right? So we're in the time where really the Lord is about to amp things up, man. It's already happening right before our very eyes, but it's really about to ramp up in these last days, man. And so don't let a message like this, distract you. Well, the elect is not going to be distracted, right? The elect is not going to be lullabied to sleep or see something like this and be like, yeah, no more war. No, these wars must happen, right? To usher in the kingdom of heaven, because it's already written in the heavens that it will happen, right? Let's go ahead and get this right here. Come on, get out. Slucky, yo. Get up. You're chewing too much. Whatever. Slocky, y'all. Dog chewing on his bone, chewing on it too loudly. But anyways, as you see right here, since its inception, all right, it's talking about America, Babylon the Great, right? Since its inception on July 4th, 1776, the United States have been involved in numerous wars, military conflicts, but calculating the exact duration is complex due to varying definitions of war, right? Formally declared major conflicts, smaller military operations, and overlapping timelines. Below, I will provide it. So anyways, we going, as you read right here, right? Major war conflicts. The U.S. has engaged in 12 major wars as noted in some sources, plus numerous small conflicts, interventions, and operations. And as you see right here, right? And pretty much once again, since inception, right? The inception of Babylon the Great, America, you have been in all these wars. You have not been able to rest. Matter of fact, you go back in history of Alexander the Great, as they'll say Alexander the Great, right? He reigned for 12 years and then he died. He did not get to enjoy his rulership. And we're seeing the same thing play out today in Babylon the Great. You've been at war. Blood, blood, blood has been shed over and over and over, right? You have not been able to sit back and enjoy your kingdom. Why? Because you love blood, right? That's your spirit, man. But anyways, you have not been able to sit back and enjoy your kingdom, right? Scriptures speak of, he's ready to, when he chips up the majority of these people, he hips up these majority of these people, and the Lord is going to rain upon him while he is eating, right? He's not going to be able to enjoy the fullness of his kingdom, right? When he actually tries to rest, chill out, have peace, no, that's your ass, man, right? And so as you see down here, you see all these conflicts that America has been in, getting to the point, claims of 93% of existence at war, 93%, right? Some sources on X post claims the U.S. has been at war for 222 years to 235 years out of its 248-year history, right? More than 93%. You see that? Citing only 15 to 21 years of peace. These figures often, yeah. So you go on down. But yeah, 93% of your kingdom existence, you have been at war. Guess what? We are in a time where the Lord is turning up things, man. Right? The Lord is turning up these spirits. And see, also had this I believe I typed in how long do most kingdoms last or something to that effect, right? Pretty much the short answer is like really 250 years. But it says right here, most kingdoms of the earth, based on historical patterns and available data, typically lasted about 100 to 300 years, right? 100 to 300 years, right? Some to 150 to 200 years. So we're pretty much in that range, man, where, it's about to be 250 years here soon, you know, and the way that we seeing it, you ain't got that long, man. Just us speaking as a man, but we're looking at it in the spiritual lens, man. This kingdom ain't got that long, man. So be making your calling election sure. Don't be asleep out here. Don't be like these NPCs, these goyams out here. It's running around like nothing's gonna happen. Matter of fact, I had a coworker. He was talking about his brother. He was saying that his brother's bugging out. His brother's saying it's the end of the world. All these things that happen. I'm like, really? Your brother's in the spirit, man. It's you that's the unbeliever. I didn't say that to him because, of course, we at work. I'm not going to tell him about the truth and all that stuff. But, just the inner monologue in my head. I'm like, really, it's you that's not in the spirit. Really, your brother is somewhat in the spirit more than you, He's seeing what's going down the pipeline, man. But, he's just not in his truth. But anyways, getting back to it, let's go ahead and get some scriptures in Yahweh Ratazah. This is an edifying lesson, right? It's Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shah. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he willeth, right? The Lord is in control. The Lord is making these chess moves, right? The Lord is controlling these kings of the earth to make these moves. So war is coming, right? Get this in Revelation 16 verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the earth, Slakia, upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw the three unclean spirits like a frog come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. All right. For which we're going to get pretty much what these spirits are. Let me go ahead and read this. For they are spirits of devil working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to battle of the great day of Yahweh Almighty. So going into pretty much these three unclean spirits, as you see, right? These three unclean spirits are the three city states, right? With their agendas upon the world, as you see, with London being the financial center of the beast system, right? Washington, D.C. being the military center of the beast system, and the Vatican being the spiritual center of the beast system, all right, which we seeing with the Pope, all right? And so, these are working together. They're under Esau Edom. As you see with the Pope, he's pushing out that wickedness, like, hey man, no more wars. But the NPCs, they're going to be distracted by it. They're going to go into the lullaby state. But us that's within this walk, within this truth, And you'll have some outliers of people that can see the end of the world, but they're just not in this truth. At the end of the day, they're not going to have salvation. But Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men will have salvation. We can see what's coming down the pipeline. War is coming, man. So we're not deceived, right? So getting back to it, Revelation 16 verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and see his shame. Right? It's why you gotta be circumspect. All right, move as wise, man, not as drunk. All right, you're supposed to be sober in spirit, right? Moving accordingly. That way, these days won't catch you off guard, right? Verse 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, if I'm not mistaken, in the Hebrew tongue, right? Place arrayed for battle, mountain hills, if I'm not mistaken, pretty much armies, all right, being arrayed for battle, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we're going to get this backing up the scripture that we just read, right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 1, classic scripture. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shah so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? And as we see, this is why you're not supposed to be sleeping on the job. Supposed to be watching, praying, right? Seeing what's coming down the pipeline. Verse 3, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them as travail upon a woman with child. They shall not escape. Right? The Pope is saying peace and safety. No more wars. No more wars. It's as clear as day right before our very eyes, man. They saying peace and safety. The Lord just said when they say that, destruction is coming, man. That's coming. We are in those times. You got to believe it. Right? Verse 4, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day shall overtake you as a thief. Right? That day is not going to overtake us as a thief. We're watching and praying. We're seeing what's coming down, right? Matthew 10 and verse 34, think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. So Yahweh Shemiel Shah, right? He sent his son down. He's literally have a sword prepared for these people, and through the spirit and what we're seeing coming down right through the pipeline, right? The Lord is preparing these spirits for war, right? Preparing division. Us being in this truth is causing division even amongst our family members and friends, right? People don't want to deal with you. People don't want to hang out with you, right? They want to bring up this and that, It's also division that the Lord is bringing upon, right? Another scripture right here. Right, Zephaniah 3 verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shah, unto the day that I rise up to the prey. This is why we don't move carnally, man. Right? This is a spiritual battle in which we are engaged in. We do not move carnally. We're waiting upon the Lord. Why? For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms. Is this peace? No, the Lord is gearing up these other nations for war, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So our big brother Yahushua going to come down with their sword, going to come down with their pain and nuclear missiles, right? The mushroom cloud is going to be over here in Babylon the Great. All right, let's get this in Isaiah 34. We'll pretty much close out right there. And Yahweh desires to edify lessons so far, right? Isaiah 34 verse 1, come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all therein, the world and all the things that come forth. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter, because all the nations pretty much have had a hand, as you read in Psalms 83, right? Pretty much have had a hand in taking us down or benefiting from us not knowing our heritage, right? So they have to pay for that, especially Esau, Edom, right? He's really going to get it, right? Their slain also shall be cast out, their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's what we're reading about the mushroom cloud, the nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, right? And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf off the vine and as a falling of the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. You know, that's Esau Edom trying to hide who's this judgment, who's the bulk of this judgment, I should say, is for. Is you Edomites, all right? That's a Greek way of saying Edom, right? Upon the people on my curse to judgment. So the Lord is coming down with their wrath, right? These nuclear missiles, right? They gonna taste it, right? They are going to taste that. The sword of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is filled with blood and made with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats. So the goats represent Esau, Edom. Lambs is Jake. And so 2/3 of our people, they're going to get the sword, man. They're going to eat the nuclear missiles as well because they refuse to hearken unto the Lord. With the fat of the kidneys of rams, Slagging, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made with fatness. For this is the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. So you have you have a great judgment prepared for you, Edomites, and you 2/3 of Jakes that don't want to get it right, right? And it also goes into the controversy of Zion, right? You are proclaiming that you are the people of the Lord, but your ways are contrary to the Lord. Lord said, don't wear a hat while prophesying and praying. You do that anyways, right? You over there eating foreskin and doing all types of wicked stuff, all right? Putting the Talmud over the Bible, saying Hashem. You go into Hashem, it just means the name. That's not the name of the Lord. Like, come on, man. And you have the nerve to tell us that we're not the Israelites, right? The Lord has left a small remnant compared to the 2/3. The Lord has left a small remnant that is seeking the Lord and trying to please the Lord in these last days and trying to get beamed up. And so we're not asleep. We're seeing what's coming down, man. All right. So that's pretty much the lesson right there, right? No peace and safety, man. Right? No peace and safety. Judgment is coming. So with that